Welcome to the Explore Eagle podcast, the City of Eagles podcast with the same name as our app, Explore Eagle. Hi, I'm Mayor Jason Pierce. People often ask me, what does Eagle's motto, Life Done Right, mean? In each episode, we will talk with the city leaders, staff, business owners, and residents to explore the many ways Eagle is life done right. Today, we are with Megan at Sweet Tea Living. Thank you very much for doing this with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the podcast. It's super exciting.
Yep. No, it is. So we're here in these episodes just kind of getting out into the downtown area and getting the businesses to kind of what's going on in downtown Eagle, getting people to know what's here so that we can help support you guys and also get the community to realize that these great places are down here.
Awesome. I'm excited. Yeah.
So what kind of motivated you to kind of start a business?
So I've always kind of had a business mind. Ever since I was little, I would play shop at home and decorate the house with my mom. But I went into teaching. So I was a teacher, and then I kind of wanted to have a change of life. And so I started Sweet Tea Living back in 2014, just doing kind of pop-up shops. So I would just go around and do flea markets and antique shows and things like that. And then a friend said, why don't you just open a business? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't have a business plan, but there was a spot open over on 2nd Street. And so we went and looked at it, and they were like, hey, in 2 days, can you give us an answer? And we were like, sure. So we started business. We didn't have a business plan, but we just jumped in, and it's kind of how my husband and I both do it. And here we are, I don't know, 8-9 years later. So
it goes by fast.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Yeah,
amazing.
for sure.
So a lot of places you could open a business. What made you choose Eagle?
Well, first of all, it's our hometown, so we love it here. I'm an Idaho native. I was born and raised here in Boise. My husband and I, we lived in Nampa, and then we moved our boys to Eagle when they were just toddlers. We wanted to be close to our church and close friends. And then when it was time to do business, people were like, oh, you could open up in Meridian, you could open up here. And I was like, no, I love my town. So I really want to be close to my house. So we live 5 minutes away. We love the feel of the town, the community that it is, and we just felt like it would be a good fit to actually do business where we live.
An Idaho native, that's kind of a rare thing these
I know,
days,
there's
isn't
a
it?
few of us still around. Yeah, there's a few of us.
I love to hear the stories from folks that have been here forever and just what it's meant to them and why they continue to stay. Because I think it's why it brings the new people here too.
Totally.
It's the same reasons why you've stayed. So
Totally, yeah.
That's great. So
yeah.
we really, in downtown Eagle, like to focus on the mom and pops. If you look in downtown Eagle, and even Eagle as a whole, there's not a lot of name brand things unless it's kind of on the outskirts of town. So what is kind of being a mom and pop shop mean to you, and kind of what do you need from the community to help those mom and pops?
Right. Yeah, what I do love about being down here is when you look around all the different shops around us, we're all self-starters. It's not someone behind us backing us and getting started. So my husband and I, we both are involved in business. He was a police officer, I was a school teacher, and we just decided to drop all of that and just jump in and be entrepreneurs. So with that, I don't know if people really understand what it goes into having a small business, but it's a lot of the behind the scenes. It's the managing the finances, it's taking care of the lawn, it's managing products. We also own Idaho Soap Company, so my husband is just right down the road. We just opened that a year and a half ago down here. So it's making product. So there's a lot of cool things about being self-contained with our own little town. But there's just a lot of parts that go into that. I think the community, having support from the community has been awesome. But knowing that it's actual families that are trying to make it happen, paying our bills. I love creating jobs for local people to support their families. I have a girl that's in college. She's working here, almost full time, so she can pay to go to school, So having these small companies like this can help generate other jobs for other people as well. But there's a lot of behind the scenes that goes into it that I don't think a lot of people understand. So when they walk in the doors and see that it's local people managing all of this, it really means a lot to us to have that support.
Yeah, and you need a lot more of the community to come and get involved because you don't have big marketing budgets, you don't have the big ways to get things out to people. So it's really about coming to downtown Eagle and then exploring the different places that are down here.
Yeah, definitely, because we are the social media. We are the ones creating the content. We are the ones doing the marketing. We don't have big marketing budgets, things like that. So having people spread the word, share with their neighbors, say, hey, go check this out, like us on Instagram and Facebook, all of that helps these small businesses down here.
That's great. So what's the best part of owning a small business in Eagle?
The best part to me is just making relationships with the people that walk in our door. My whole goal was to create a place that people feel noticed and welcomed. I always wanted to have a shop that, like, a mom walking in with their little kids can have a fun place to shop and have some peace. We have a bucket of toys. We actually sit on the floor and play with the kids so the mom can have a moment. I know when I took my boys years ago, it was like, don't touch that, hands behind your back. I always wanted to have a place that anyone could walk in and feel welcome. So to me, that's the biggest thrill, is providing a space and experience for people that's not just buying product, but actually being known from the community.
Right. So you said you've been open now 9 years?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
we started in 2014. We opened our first shop in 2017 over on 2nd Street, and then we moved to this location a year and a half later. I was just going on a walk during lunch and saw the for lease sign in front of the Eagle Hotel, and I was like, maybe we should call on it. And 3 days later, we were signing the lease and moving the shop. So I love where we're at.
Yeah,
and
it
where
seems
we
like
go.
the perfect business for the type
Yeah.
of stuff you have. It's that quaint, kind of cool, small feel.
Yeah.
And it's really neat.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
it turned out good.
Thank you.
Yep. So what kind of does your business offer, not only residents, but also people visiting Eagle? You know, people will be listening to this when they might be coming to Eagle and want to know kind of what is the different things that your business does.
Awesome. Yeah. We provide, the main focus is vintage and home decor, but we have a mix of like antiques. We have jewelry, we have gifts, all kinds of things. So if people in the community or people are visiting from out of town, we have a lot of different like little things that they can take home on their trips, but also we offer design ideas. So I always tell people that, especially people that are moving here or redesigning their homes, bring pictures of your house in and we will look at them and then we will come up with new ideas. I'll draw them out. We'll grab things from the shop and put ideas together and help people that way. But a lot of people will bring their family in that's visiting. So we also have sweet tea. So I know some people have asked about, like, why sweet tea? Why is it called Sweet Tea Living? My grandma was born and raised in Nashville in Tennessee, Chattanooga, I should say. But I've always loved a good sweet tea, but you can't find southern sweet tea in Idaho. So we get it shipped from Alabama to us, and then we brew it up and let people try it. So that's kind of a fun little thing that people will bring in and get to try some good southern tea in Idaho.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
It's pretty fun.
It's a neat story how all the different things people go through and how they, you talk born and raised here, but yet you still had family that was from somewhere else.
Yeah.
That you brought some of that stuff to Idaho, which is great.
Yeah.
So yeah. So is there anything other that you'd like to kind of share? And
For me, I just think doing business down in Eagle has been such a blessing for us. Obviously, we started Sweet Tea Living. We felt the support of our community. We feel like we've made some really great relationships. That's why we decided when we bought the Idaho Soap Company and we moved that to Eagle, because we just felt like another great company can come in and be supported by the community here. I just want to encourage people to come down, especially with all the construction that's going on. I think supporting businesses that are being impacted by the growth. I think growth can be really great, and sometimes change is hard. But I think sometimes if we can just look at embracing it and knowing that some good can come out of it.
no, I think that's great. Like you said, there are going to be other landowners and property owners that want to do things and improve their property, like you see around you.
Yeah, definitely.
Which will be good for everybody in the long run.
Right.
But in the meantime, you still need to run your business and pay your bills and pay your employees that you're taking
Right.
care of. And so getting the community to realize, to come down here and, really, embrace you during this time too, even though it might be a little bit more difficult for them.
Right.
That, it's worth it
Yes.
because you want to be
Yeah.
here in the long run.
Definitely. Yeah, so you may have to park a little bit farther away. Like walk in, take the time to do that, support all the different shops around, because we will only survive if the people around us come down and actually support us. And we want to give back to our community, so the more that you can come, the more we can invest in our employees and, charities and other things that are happening around us.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. There's been a stat out there for a long time that about 75% of the money you spend in your local community, they give back a lot more than the others. And so the local businesses are huge for our local football teams, for our local soccer teams, for the local cheer teams, for all the things that you guys support throughout the community. So.
Right. Yeah. And that's a big focus for us. Like we were partners with, Shop with a Cop, I mean, all those things, it comes out of our budget, it comes out of But that only happens because people are spending the money here. So for us to be able to give back to our community, and so the more people that can walk in the door and support us, the more we can be a part of our community as well.
So Eagle's motto is life done right. So what does life done right mean to you?
To me, life done right means that you are doing life with integrity, hard work, and just a positive outlook. That we're willing to embrace new people, different outlooks on life, but still providing that joy around us and being kind of that light in our community. And that's what I love about Eagle, is that I feel like you can do that type of life here in our community.
That's great. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining us on our Explore Eagle podcast. I hope you will subscribe and listen to our Explore Eagle podcast so you can hear how Eagle is life done right. In the meantime, you can check out our website at cityofeagle.org or app Explore Eagle, available for free at the Apple App Store or Google Play.